This is Klein. He dies. This is Joe Mingrui. He does a chant and wakes up in Klein's body. The beginning of his lampooning journey. Klein lampoons, since he can't take drugs yet. When preparing to cook drugs with Old Neil gives Klein advice to not consume the ingredients of the drug by themselves. Klein lampoons because he thought it was very obvious and that he is not silly. Klein lampoons because he is not able to climb walls, and also that he doesn't have a step counter after walking. Klein lampoons while convincing Melissa to ride the carriage to her school. Klein lampoons after getting a security mission request at a security company. Klein drops a banger quote. Typically speaking, the more you emphasize something is ordinary, the more extraordinary it is. Klein lampoons because a girl remembers his face because Klein bought the cheapest service at the club she is a receptionist for. Does this count as mutual professional boot licking? Klein lampoons because he was able to get away with skiving during work hours at a company full of drug addicts. Klein has a thought of whether the certain drug he consumed will give him powers relating to Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. Klein lampoons as he and his fellow drug addicts do the robot dance because they will die if they stop. Klein wanted to lampoon but was distracted because he saw Leonard standing up in a zesty manner. Quiz time. Leonard sees Klein as a coworker. Klein sees Leonard as gay. Klein lampoons while being in a meeting of a drug organization and thinks about his old jobs meetings. Klein tries to involve himself in a family matter of a man running away with money after impregnating his wife. Klein lampoons while admiring Leonard's hair, emerald eyes, poetic vibes, and decent looks. Is Leonard the only zesty one here? Klein lampoons while he talks to a 16-year-old girl about her adventures. Klein believes he is not a charlatan as he brags to himself about being a true seer. He then proceeds to tell the very same 16-year-old girl to fall asleep while he goes inside her dreams. Klein lampoons when he learns that his captain fills out a reimbursement form, approves it, and collects the money for himself. Klein lampoons whether he should pull out a gun or not and threaten a poor shopkeeper of an antique score. Because, being a history nerd, he realizes the antiques are fake. Holy crap. 4 lampooning chapters in a row. Praise the fool. Klein lampoons as he thinks back to when he nearly died while looking at the sun. Klein realizes that the only believer of the fool is himself. Klein defends the IQs of curly-haired baboons. Klein is jealous of a history teacher who supposedly spends all his money on cigars. Klein feels pity for a housemaid he hired who gets to read newspapers in her free time. Klein lampoons while he realizes that a zombie that attacked him had a passionate time with a famous woman. Klein lampoons because he thought he should have shot the zombie that attacked him 5 times instead of putting him to sleep. For once, Klein lampoons about a reasonable thing, and how not to pry into things you shouldn't know. Klein lampoons as he plagiarizes a saying from the normal Earth that the Emperor Roselle already plagiarized. Knowledge can change one's destiny, and diligence will result in glory. Klein gets angry at his captain because he doesn't care about a random swindler who stole thousands of pounds. Quiz time. Again, Klein likes women. Wrong answer. It's money. Klein lampoons that he had to find out the result of a scheme he directed from the daily morning newspaper. Klein is annoyed because the sister of the now dead zombie thinks that the zombie was murdered by a famous woman. Klein finally accepts he's nothing more than a charlatan and a fraud. Klein looks at a photo of a young man and imagines how he would look as a femboy. Finally, Klein lampoons because he is annoyed by Leonard, acting zesty as usual. This is Volume 1 of Lord of the Lampooning, badly explained.